Hello everyone and welcome to All About CountyCat. I'm Sam behind the camera, and today we will be covering All About CountyCat, which is the Milwaukee Public Library, Milwaukee County Public Library System catalog. So that includes Franklin Public Library and all the other libraries in Milwaukee County. I already did a CountyCat mobile class earlier, I think last year. So if you are interested in an in-depth class just on the CountyCat mobile app, which I have here on one of our library iPads, I will link that into the video description after the class, and when I upload it on YouTube, I will also link to that video. This class today is going to cover both the app, which I have here, as well as the desktop version that you can access on any computer or through the mobile browser. There are major differences in how it appears on either a computer or a mobile device, and there are some things that you can only do on a computer that you can't do on a tablet or smartphone. So to start, I'll just do a brief overview of the CountyCat app. So if you do want the app version, it is CountyCat Mobile, and it's available on both iPads, iPhones, and Android devices, whether you have a tablet or smartphone. So it should be available on most devices. This gives you access to the full catalog. You can search the catalog for either book titles or specific authors. You have access to your account where you can see what you have checked out, items on hold, as well as any fines and fees. The one thing that you can't do here is pay those fines and fees if you do have them. You will have to do that on the desktop version. The app also includes information on different library locations. That includes phone numbers, hours, and the full address of the libraries. It has information on events. And down here you can see there are similar things like my checkouts and show my library card that are also available under my account. The app also lists all the digital collections, e-magazines, resources and databases, online learnings, and a whole lot more. You can even search for a book barcode by opening up the barcode search and scanning for the ISBN. There are also rotating displays here. This one is new adult fiction. If you click on more titles, it will load all different titles, including fiction, nonfiction, audiobooks, and so on. A couple different collections there. And these will change as we get new materials in, or if we have a different themed carousel up top. To search the catalog, you can tap right in there and search for either an author or title. You can see that authors, so I'm searching for James Patterson, they will pop up as you start typing. And you can find out all the information we have on James Patterson. I'll move it just a little bit closer because I can see that it's a little bit hard to see. And you can find out all of the James Patterson books. You can also show if it's available or not. And way down at the bottom, you can even do filter by. So if you're only looking for physical books, you can filter by physical books, so it won't show you any audiobooks or any other collections like that. So this is the CountyCat app. As I said at the beginning, if you're just joining us now, I do have a full video on just the CountyCat app that is up on our YouTube page and our Facebook as well. I will link that in the description of this video and in the description when I upload this to our YouTube channel. So if you want a really in-depth view on the app, you can go there. But since I haven't done the desktop version, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth there so that we don't hit too much redundancy for this. So for now, I'll put down the mobile app and adjust my setup here a little bit so I can get the desktop version. And let's zoom in just a little bit here. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. So now I am on the CountyCat mobile, or not the mobile, we were just on the mobile. We are now on the website for CountyCat. It is countycat.mcfls.org. So this is how you can access the catalog in the library, and you can also do it at home. This is the landing page, and there is a lot of information here, so I'll just kind of go around it. Right here in the middle, here's the search catalog. So this is where you could search for titles, authors, topics, keywords, and all of that. Right down below it, there is a little carousel of different advertisements advertising the different services that we have here at the library. Over here on the right, there's a little menu for hours and locations, new materials, and a couple other topics. And up here, there are these drop-down menus that have a lot of the same information. So I'll go through these a little bit more in depth. So hours and resources, here's a link for CountyCat Mobile, how to get a library card, locations and hours, and printing services. And you can click on these and it'll bring you to the page that you selected. The next one over is Ebooks and Databases. So this is where I have covered a lot of different databases that we have at the library, including Hoopla Digital, Overdrive, which is accessed through the Libby app, and eMagazines, which is part of the RB Digital magazines. There are also Gale courses, Mango languages, and a full list of databases, some of which are only accessible if you live in certain municipalities. So if you go to choose your residence and select Franklin, all subjects, and click submit, you can see a full listing of all the databases that we have access to in Franklin. If you don't live in Franklin but live in a different community, you may have access to different databases. There are a lot of databases that everyone has access to, but each library can purchase additional databases that their patrons will have access to. One more thing to note is our e-magazines are gonna go through a change. I just did a class a couple months ago on RB Digital magazines. Well, those will now be moving to Overdrive and Libby in February. So over the next couple of weeks, you may start seeing those magazines pop up in your Libby app if you use that. I am planning on doing a course on that in April of 2021, but that change will happen before then. And you can find out information here. But like I said, in a couple months, I will do an in-depth program on that as well. So moving on, there is a tab for new materials and bestsellers that links to the New York Times bestsellers list. And you can see there's fiction, nonfiction, the hardcover versions, paperback versions, and so on, as well as individual topics like advice, how-to, children's books. And this is a good place if you're looking to see what is selling really well. The new materials is a great tool as well because you can find all the different new categories. So if you're really into mystery fiction or you want to see the newest DVDs, that are available. You can click on these and see the newest DVDs that are added to the collection, and that includes any libraries in Milwaukee County. The last bar up here is help topics. So this is something that you can do after the class. There are help topics for specific topics here, including CountyCat Mobile, how to sign up for text notices, how to renew materials, and there's even a frequently asked questions that has even more questions to answer. So this is a great place. If you're looking for a question, it's probably covered here. If it isn't, you can certainly come on into the library. So before going over the searching features and how to do a good search, I'm going to show you the account page. And this is where the differences from the CountyCat mobile app really start to come up. So most of what I've showed you, you can access on the CountyCat mobile app, including all of the ebooks and databases. There will be links to those. You can find the new materials in those carousels that I showed you on the app. But we'll go to my account. You'll need to log in with your library card number and PIN. Right now I am logged into, we have a staff account here at the library. So we don't have anything checked out. But here you can see there are the checkout items on hold and a couple other things, and I'll start to go in depth here. But the checkouts and holds you can access on the app. The checkouts, if you have things checked out, you can see the option to renew or freeze a hold. The checkouts, you'll be able to renew items. On the holds, you can freeze the hold as long as it isn't already to be able to be picked up. And what the freeze does is if you know you're not going to be able to get to it, you can freeze the hold and it'll hold your place in line so the book won't pass you up. The other big change here, the first change is your reading history. So a common question we get here at the library is, how can I access my reading history? Do you save that? And I want to know if I've read this book or checked it out or rented that movie. This is where you can do it. So the reading history is not automatically saved. It's something that you have to choose to do, and it is not retroactive. So we do not have our reading history enabled here. So anything that we have checked out in the past will not appear. But if I click Save Reading History, everything I check out on this card moving forward will now get logged into the reading history, and you can opt out at any time. So if you have not done this step, unfortunately your reading history is not saved, and you will have to start your reading history from this point on. Another thing that you can do here on the web version that you can't do on the app is pay any fines and fees. So we don't have any fines or fees here. You can view those on the app, but you can't pay them on the app yet. You have to do it on the browser. And you'll see this note here, fines must be over $1 for the system to accept a payment online. So if you only have an item a couple days overdue and it's under $1, you can't pay it online, you can pay it in the library. But if it's over $1 and you don't feel like paying it at the library, or if you want to pay it on a credit card, you can do that online by clicking on fines and fees. So that is everything I want to cover in my account. So I'm going to go back to the home page of CountyCat and get into searching a little bit. So for searching, it works similarly to the app version. So I'm going to search James Patterson again. And when I do that, it's going to bring up anything that has James Patterson in either the title, the author, or any field. So you can see here's a James Patterson, a critical companion. It's an electronic resource. I don't want that. I want to find just physical books. And on the app, I showed you how to filter that. On the website, it's over here on the left side of the page. You can sort by format. So I'm going to select book. And I also want to see what is available at Franklin. So I'm going to select Franklin. You can also choose any other location in the county, but I'm going to choose Franklin. And now I've cut that list down quite a bit, but I want to do it further. So James Patterson writes a lot of books. He writes for adults, young adults, and children and youth. And I'm looking for an adult book. So I'll click on adult. So you can see on the left here, it keeps all the refinements we've made. So I'm looking for, I searched James Patterson, and I'm looking for a book, and at Franklin, and in the adult section. And now I'll have just those search results right here in the middle of the page. So here is the 20th Victim. This is one of his newer books. Right here, you can see it was published in 2020. And if you want to see if it's available at the library or a library nearby, you can click See All Items at Our Libraries. And this will show you in a small viewer which libraries have it and which don't. So you can see we have a couple different copies. We have 2 in the adult news section and 1 in the express section. The call number is where you would be able to find it on the shelf. And the status is whether or not it is checked out. So you can see this one is checked out until February 10th. This one is checked out until the 21st of January. And it looks like there is one on the shelves. It says check shelves. If it says check shelves, that means it is checked in and should be on the shelves. Sometimes a person will already have it in their hand. If you ever have a question, you can always call the library and we can double check that it is on the shelf and put it on hold for you as well. If you scroll down, you can see which other libraries have it and the status and call number as well. So that's just if you click where it says See All Items at Our Libraries. If you click either on the image or on the title, it will lead you to the page for the record. So again, it has all the locations. I'm in the Franklin Library right now, so it lists Franklin at the top. But after that, it is just alphabetical. So if you're looking for nearby libraries like Greendale or Hales Corners, they'll be listed alphabetically. Or if you're searching at home, it'll just start with Atkinson is the library that begins with A, so it'll be Atkinson and then alphabetical on down. So you would have to go to F if you're looking for Franklin. Below that, you can see all the details of the record. So you can see the title, the imprint, which is when it was published, the description, which includes the page number, a summary, which is typically what's on the book jacket. And if you scroll even further down, this is a really useful tool that includes books in the series. So this is part of a series. So if it is part of a series, it will show you the order of the books. This one is really easy because it's just numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. You can even click on these and then it will lead you. So if you're looking to start that collection, you can click on First to Die and you can see if it is at our library. Below that, you can see read-alikes, either similar titles or similar authors, or similar series. So if you're looking for something and you're not sure what to read next, if you have a favorite author or favorite book, I recommend always searching down here to find similar titles. So let's click on this first one. Weekend Warriors by Fern Michaels. Why this title? Novelist recommends Sisterhood series for fans of Women's Murder Club. So if you like the Women's Murder Club, which is this book series by Patterson. You'll probably also like the Sisterhood series, which is recommended through Novelist, which is a database that goes through and basically identifies similarities between books and authors to help you find your next great read. Same thing, if you click on a similar author, it'll say why this author. So Jeffrey Deaver's gripping suspense novels rival those of James Patterson. So that's why they recommend that author. And same thing with the mysteries. It'll include why the mysteries are similar. So Fall from Grace, a noir thriller by Jane Candiotti, is similar because they're both fast-paced, action-filled thrillers. So this is something great that you can access here on the website that gives you opportunities to find different books that are similar to a book that you like. So this book is available at the Franklin Library, but if it isn't, or if you just want to come and pick it up, you can request books online. You can also do that by calling the library, and we can do that. But if you are online, you can request the book by clicking this little request tab. So I'll do that, and it'll pop up. Please select the pickup location. So again, it defaults to Franklin, but if you want to change that, here are all the libraries that you can request it to in alphabetical order. So make sure if you want to pick it up at Franklin, you select Franklin and then click Submit. So I'll go ahead and do that. Your request was successful. So I'm looking for that green check mark and I'll click OK. So now if we go back to my account, I can check my holds, and here it is, the 20th victim. And this is where you could change it. If you made a mistake selecting the pickup location, here's that freeze option, so I'll walk you through that now. So again, if I don't want it right away, if I'm leaving town or just got another book in, I can click freeze, update list. It'll ask me, are you sure you want to freeze that? And I'll click yes. And it's the same process to unfreeze it. If you refresh the page or log back in, it'll just say freeze. And when I click update list, it will unfreeze that then. If you want to cancel the hold, if you decide you don't want something, you can click the box under cancel and update list again. Following holds will be updated. The action is to cancel that hold, so I'll click yes there. So this is something you can do online, and you can also do this on the app version as well. So that's part of that crossover. And let's get back to my search results. I'll search James Patterson again. And limit to book at Franklin. And in the adult section. So now we're back to that page. So that's how you can request and cancel and freeze a hold on the web version. Again, you can do that on the app version. Another thing you can do here is search for, so I search for physical books, but you can also search for ebooks. So I'm gonna look for the format and gotta remove the Franklin. And so now I can search for ebooks or e-audiobooks by James Patterson. So if you see this electronic resource on CountyCat, what that does is it shows you what is on the Libby or Overdrive apps. If you see that electronic resource, that's different than the Hoopla app. So we get a lot of questions about what the electronic resource means. That's what that means. It means that it's available through the Wisconsin Digital Library, either through Libby or overdrive. You can even place hold on the digital titles here. And you need to enter an email address for hold notification, so they will notify you when that electronic resource is open or is ready for checkout. So that is all I have for you today on CountyCat. Again, I have a more in-depth video on the app that I will link to in the description of this video. I hope you enjoyed that and learned something new and explore CountyCat online or through the app. There's a lot that you can do, and you can do it all from home or wherever you are. Thank you for joining me today, and I will get this up on YouTube, and it'll remain up on our Facebook as well if you want to look over it again. Until next time, thanks.